Boom shakalaka, Bitcoin expert who predicted the market crash a year ago when Bitcoin was at $50,000, now saying the bottom is in, and the one reason it may not be. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video we're taking a look at the crypto expert who predicted the market crash a year ago, why he's saying the market bottom is now in, the one reason it may not be, and a lot of other very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, come join us on Twitter at @TheCryptoLove, push that like button. Now, today, Fear 27, same as we've been forever. The overall market pretty much sideways today. Bitcoin at 17,165, Ethereum at 1266, BNB at 263, XRP 38 cents, Dogecoin 8 cents, Cardano 30 cents, and Polygon 88 cents. And Bitcoin right now potentially breaking out of this bullish trend we have been. We're sitting right at the bottom of it. We actually bounced outside of it yesterday. We're back inside of it once again, bounced off of the 20-day moving average. Very critical levels because this pink line right here, this was the swing low bottom back from June of this year. So will this be resistance, or can Bitcoin eventually break through there? Well, according to Arthur Hayes, who back January 7th, almost a year ago, when Bitcoin was roughly $50,000, if you scroll through this, he was saying, hey, the money printers are going to stop going burr. And he says, I think that Bitcoin could trade below 30,000 and ETH below 2,000 in a 3 to 6 month time horizon. He was talking about how that could potentially happen. And did it happen? Absolutely. Well, if we go to his most recent article, PEMDAS, right now, we can scroll down, and it's worthwhile to read this article because he does do a lot of great analysis of the market, exactly what's happening. But he says, I don't know when or if the U.S. Federal Reserve will start printing money again. However, I do believe the U.S. Treasury market will become dysfunctional at some point in 2023 due to the Fed's tightening monetary policies. At that point, I expect the Fed will turn the printer back on, and then boom shakalaka, Bitcoin and other risk assets will spike higher. Who knew he watches the channel or ever played NBA Jam, you know? So, very interesting, but he thinks that the bottom is already in. Everything, what goes down will go up again. Everything is cyclical right here. He thinks that whatever happened, well, I want to be earning yield while I wait for the crypto bull market to return. He thinks that the bottom is in and things are going to start rising in the near future, definitely in 2023. So that being said, right now we have charts that show this is a healthy trend for the cryptosphere. We're seeing outflows from exchanges like never before, investors finally taking custody for their own coins. Now, another interesting thing to note about this, besides the outflows like never before, when we had a peak in inflows to exchanges, look at this. This was actually the exact market top when we had a peak in inflows. Now we have a peak in outflows. This could be the market bottom if it would be the opposite right now. As a matter of fact, based on just time alone, we have these astonishing cyclic similarities where we can see the bottom to bottom is 204 bars every single time. That would post the next bottom October of 2026. And before the bottom, we have the top, which is 52 bars before, roughly a year before, which would put the top at October of 2025. So we have the bottom to top 152 bars from here. So we are right now at roughly the bottom before the top comes in. Right now, Bitcoin looking like we have a repeating descending channel. Bitcoin comes to a bull run after each breakout of a descending channel in the bear market. We have the descending channel in blue, breakout in the pink, and then parabolic run up in the green. Well, it appears like we are nearing the end of the descending channel, potentially for a breakout. Now, the breakout right here, this would have to be roughly around $30-some thousand to confirm that breakout. Despite what you think is going to happen, if we take a look at historical Bitcoin price charts, when the market price of Bitcoin drops to the realized price area, this green area of the parabola right here, it signals maximum long-term opportunity for Bitcoin had you bought in any of those areas. Now, this time could be different. Any time could be different. But we have a lot of signals suggesting that once again, we might be near the very bottom, and these could be the times where you would regret not buying it if you don't take advantage of these opportunities. We have a squeezing in the Bollinger Bands, and generally after Bollinger Band squeezings, we see massive movements in terms of price. So we have a similarity right now with the Bollinger Bands now and the previous time in 2020 before the explosive move where Bitcoin price went from 10,000 to, where it went from there. We saw a squeezing of the Bollinger Bands. We saw the midline trending upwards, which is this orange line. It's a faint line. You may be able to see it right here, trending upwards. And then we saw a massive upward move in Bitcoin price. Well, we're seeing the same thing happening once again. Squeezing, middle line trending upwards, and then potentially massive move for Bitcoin price, which brings us to this. Once again, repeating Chaikin money flow, which is telling us is money moving into the markets or out of the markets. The midterm outlook is looking very, very good for Bitcoin. If we draw a similar three-peak structure, picking out where Bitcoin could be headed in the midterm, not the peak, but in the midterm, it's looking very, very good right now. We can see historically, this predicted when Bitcoin was roughly $1,000 before going up to $20,000. It also predicted when Bitcoin was about $12,000 before going up to $70,000. Well, right now, it is predicting roughly a $65,000 Bitcoin before potentially going up to near $200,000. So all this stuff is looking good. Arthur Hayes, pretty much the Bitcoin price oracle as of these moments. And I do suggest checking out his article on Medium called PEMDAS, just recently published about 4 days ago. Well, the one thing that could potentially change this whole narrative is if we have a Fed pivot. The majority of the decline in these bear markets occurred after the Fed's pivot. A lot of people thinking there will be a Fed pivot, and we can see that after the Fed pivot, well, we went down 35%, 58%, 51%, 27%, 48%, 36% after the pivot. So this could potentially send prices down dramatically, but Mustache makes a pretty good point here that don't forget that the stock market crashed very hard after the Fed's pivot. It's possible that the market will make a rally because of the expectations of a pivot. After the official announcement, sell the news. Could the final bottom be already in? We've already seen a pretty large crash before the Fed pivot, and you can see this has just been going up before the pivot. Could this be a counter signal to everything we have seen previously? Certainly could, may not be. Something definitely worth watching out for. So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, push that like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.